What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review, and we're going to start this VOD off with something pretty interesting. This is Shen Iverson, and he is already planning his build out before we get into the game. That's usually a sign that a build, a comp, is a little bit too strong, that before you've seen a single unit, a single item, a single augment, you are already thinking, okay, I'll probably have a Shen on my board and a Senna on my board. This is Ghostly Reroll. This is a comp that's cropped up over the past 24 hours. I literally woke up this morning and Demasian Raptor and Kai were in call talking about how broken this comp was. I go on Twitter and all these people are posting about how broken this comp was. Dasic, the European player, posted this comp yesterday night, basically saying, he posted a tweet that said, this is like the new Bilgewater. If you guys remember last set where Bilgewater on release was like the most broken comp and there were just like 6 people playing Bilgewater per lobby. In Dasic's opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, this is that new comp. It can be played as a reroll comp. I think that's where it's most dominant. It can also be played as like a fast 8, fast 9 type comp. It's pretty crazy. So Shen also in this game has a fantastic spot for it. He gets dropped double Shen plus Senna here. Takes it just a generic augment in this stationary support here, which gives him a locket, which is going to help supplement his front line. He opts to duplicate the Shen immediately, which I really, really like. This is something that I think a lot of really good players do, and a lot of worse players are really hesitant to do, that when you have a duplicator in a spot like this, when you're playing reroll, a lot of people would say, oh, I don't want to use the duplicator because like I want to use that for my last Shen so that I can, get that 3-star immediately when I have 8 Shens. The difference, though, is that if you just make Shen 2 here with the duplicator, you're immediately going to have a huge spike in board presence. You're going to be able to, in this case, win this fight and then make 10 gold, which is huge. So it's going to save you a lot of HP across the course of the entire game. It's going to make you a lot of econ just winning those fights. So it's really just fantastic to use in spots like this. Curious what items we actually go for in this spot here. I know Last Whisper is really nice because there's a lot of physical damage in this comp. I know MR Shred is actually really, really nice. Ooh, is that a Bramble Shen? Oh my god, the Bramble Redemption Shen here. Obviously, solid items on Shen, and he's, I guess, predicting that there will be a lot of magic damage not magic damage, physical damage in this lobby. The other thing is, of course, getting items onto your 2-star is always good in TFT. Oh my god, look at this shop. Like I was talking about, we could itemize, like look towards like a Last Whisper or something, or like a Spark. But, if you're putting an item like a Last Whisper onto Senna, that means you're not prioritizing an item for Shen. 2-item Shen this early in the game, especially with the locket tankiness as well, is going to be an absolute monster. So I actually really, really like this itemization. Who is going to be able to kill this Shen early? Even a board like this with this Bard, with Quinsu Gambler's Blade that's just scaling up. I mean, look, it can barely touch the Shen. So yeah, I actually love this here. No pre-level actually for Shen. I would have thought he would have gone for pre-level here, but maybe there's a reason he didn't want to go for it, or maybe he just ran out of time and wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, I'm surprised for the no pre-level here. Now we're going to pick up Bow. That can be the red buff, that can be Last Whisper. Just, fantastic to have a Bow when you're playing around an AD carry like this Senna is. We're going to level get the Alawi in here, and we already have 3 Ghostly. And that's what this comp really revolves around, is just the Ghostly synergy in general. So if you guys aren't too familiar with Ghostly, because, I mean, we're like a week into the set, maybe not everybody knows every synergy. Basically, when the Ghostly units deal damage or take damage 6 times, they send these little ghosts out, and it's really hard to see. You can see these little blue ghosts looping around the Bard there, but it's not actually a very visually obvious trait. While those ghosts are looping around that unit, they take extra damage, and also the Ghostly units heal. And the ghosts jump from unit to a unit. Also, choice of support items here. Aegis tends to be fantastic, especially in the early game, but just in general as a support item. It's also going to scale pretty well with the locket, so yeah, I like this a decent bit. But yeah, when you kill a unit with ghosts on it, those ghosts then move to the next closest unit, so you can then have a ton of ghosts on you, meaning they're taking a lot of extra damage. What this comp really likes to do is start getting a bunch of ghosts on one unit, so say have all of our units focus on this Darius here, get a bunch of ghosts on him, and then transfer those ghosts to another unit. So this is the ideal situation you see where all these ghosts are on the Sisuo, because then he's taking a ton of extra damage. The other interesting thing about Ghostly that it doesn't even say in its tooltip is, and there he just hovers it over for you guys in case you needed it. So if you're not familiar with Ghostly, you can go back and pause and look at it. I assume most people know what the traits do. The other thing that's kind of weird about Ghostly is it says it's just bonus damage. Ooh, that's some extra gold. I mean, it could be a behemoth onto our board, which would be pretty nice. Oh, and there's a full red buff. I love it. But yeah, the bonus damage from Ghostly doesn't say this in the trait, but it is magic damage. So if you do 100 physical damage and Ghostly says, you know, you're going to do 10% more damage, that extra 10 damage is going to be magic damage. So MR Shred is actually pretty nice in this comp. Not to say that it's more important than physical, because you're playing around Senna, you know, you're going to be playing around like Kane and stuff later. So it's, I wouldn't say more important than physical Shred, but it is really, really nice late game to end up picking up MR Shred. So just something to keep in mind as we get throughout this game. There's an Ethereal Blades, but that's not really the board that we want to play around. I'm interested, actually. He's really not interested in Heroic Grab Bag here, which is wild. I assume he would have just picked it up just to basically guarantee we can hit 3 stars quickly. But I think Wei Jin's idea is we're on a 6 streak here. We don't actually really care that much about playing for 3 stars. We really just want to be as strong as possible here. We pick up these items. Now we can potentially get a 3rd item onto Shen, though it's not even the highest priority getting 3rd item on Shen. I mean, you'll make it here, right? I would imagine. But Ornn was farming an item every round, so now the Ornn's just going to put an item onto Aatrox here. But yeah, this tends to be what you play around on level 6. We play this for Ghostly board. You can get Ink Shadow in, yeah, with this this guy right here, which is, yeah, I mean, this is sort of like the base board. It's kind of sad that we don't get to play around the Ornn, but I mean, getting Ink Shadow in is really, really nice. Also kind of awkward that we have this Tattoo of Force with a triple item Shen already. We can't really put it onto Senna, so yeah, we're just gonna have to leave it on the Alawi, which, you know, hurts a little bit, but not the end of the world. We're very, very happy about the number of Shens we have. Already 6 with that 3 that we had, plus the extra ones we found on roll down there. And you saw that Wei Jin reeled pretty deep because he's on a streak. He wants to find stuff like Senna 2, picks up Senna 2, and now we are very, very likely to win streak throughout the rest of the stage unless we fight someone really strong. This is very similar to the Senna Gnar comp that, you know, has been talked about previously, where you roll on 6, you pick up Senna 2, Gnar 2, Aatrox 2, but instead of Gnar 2, you go for Shen 2, and, you know, you just play around these guys. Have a good time. It's all good and fun. Normally, I think Wei Jin really, really wanted to pick up the cloak there, go for Even Shroud. Sadly, we're not allowed to pick that up, but he goes for the Reforge. Ooh, he's more interested in Renans than he is Even Shroud. That's pretty interesting. Not, yeah, he was looking for Renans there. I think, based on this, seems like it's his opinion that this is one of Senna's best items. And ooh, this is going to be a really, really fast roll down because we're looking for 3 stars. We're so close to everything, and we want to push our streak. We don't actually find any 3 stars here, but we do find some crucial upgrades. The Alawi 2, the Aatrox 2. I like aggressively rolling like this. I don't know if I would have gone all the way down to 10 gold here. I think stopping after the Aatrox 2 is pretty reasonable, but I mean, we are really, really close here. And we also really, really want to win this next fight, right? If we win this next fight, that is a ton of gold in our bank. That's 3 gold for winning the fight, for keeping our streak this round, 3 gold for next round, and then the 1 gold for winning the fight that you just get for winning a fight in TFT. So that's 7 gold value in winning this fight. If we lose the fight, we lose all of that. So really, really, really want to win this fight. And then there's also even the idea of, like, you know, you win this fight, it allows you to make econ. We are just gonna machine gun through this board. This is actually a comp that's pretty scary for Ghostly. I've heard that this is the counter to Ghostly is Duelists, because they can just burst your team down before you actually have time to stack up all the Ghostlies and get them on different targets. So we'll see. That person playing Duelists, maybe they end up having an advantage over us late game. We'll see. But I mean, a 10 streak here, 1 off Senna 3, 2 off Shen 3. You got to be happy about this spot. Pick up a few extra. Oh my god, I mean, that is Shen 3 and that is Senna 3 here with 30 gold to spare. Not like we're the richest person in the world. I mean, level 6, 30 gold. But when you look at the value of our board here, you can't be upset about this. Guardbreaker gonna be our last Senna item here. It's a fine item on Senna. I think it's definitely a deprioritized item this set. But Wei Jin just wants to go for it just because he can't really see anything better. Maybe the tier's gonna be static. I still am really interested in building that Even Shroud just with the physical damage of the Senna, but we'll see. Ooh, Heavy Hitters has to be the pickup here. Ooh, he's looking at Inspiring as well. I mean, I guess Inspiring is valuable as well. I'm just so surprised. A spot like this where we already have both of our carries 3-starred, I'm surprised we'd even not go for Heavy Hitters. Yeah, it's a hard choice for Wei Jin. I mean, Inspiring is a fantastic combat augment, so I can see why. Yeah, and he goes for it here. He just wants to have more frontline for his team. More frontline onto this Shen is going to be fantastic. So when these other carries die, they're going to, you know, transfer the shield over to the Shen, and, you know, all of that shield onto a 3-star Shen is not bad at all. So yeah, it's an interesting pickup, but I can certainly see why. But yeah, you can see a lot of physical damage coming out of Senna. You can see those little bit of bars of like magic damage on each little unit from the Ghostly here. We leveled for the Morgana, and now we just have to get to level 8 so that we can play 6 Ghostly. But yeah, we're absolutely cruising in this comp so far. Once you hit 8, You just play 6 Ghostly. If you are lucky enough to find an Udyr, you can get that in over the Jax because it gives you Behemoth. You still get to keep Ink Shadow in, which is really, really nice. But if you can't get Udyr, I mean, you leave the Jax in, and we can potentially push 9. I mean, in this spot, you know, the world is Wei Jin Iverson's oyster. He can do whatever he wants in this position. I mean, he's not going to roll because why would you? But he could, if he wanted to, roll his goal down to 0 and, I mean, probably throw the game, but he probably still wouldn't throw the game that hard. So yeah, I'm still looking at Even Shroud here. I'm curious to see what Wei Jin wants to pick up here. Yeah, looks like he's interested in the Even Shroud. Just barely can't pick it up here, so he's going to just take the glove here. Could be a TG, could be like a Hodge for our Kane down the line. And yeah, looks like he's really interested in that Hodge. I like that a lot. It's a slam. You don't necessarily have to make the slam until you see who you're fighting, but, you know, it's fine if he's confident that he's always going to make this item, which, I mean, he probably is, and I think he scouted the rest of his opponents. He knows that there's some strong-ish boards here. You know, this Bard 2 here with Gwynsu Gunblade is, you know, very, very scary. The nice thing about this comp is it tends, though, ooh, it's a close fight. I think we got it. Yeah, we got it. This comp tends to have a pretty good matchup into the Bard comp because of what I was talking about earlier, the idea that in this comp, you want to just focus fire down like a big tank. You want to get all the ghosts on that tank and then just absolutely one-tap them. That's really, really nice when you are facing Bard because they have this super giant tank in the Tahm Kench. If you can just focus down the Tahm Kench, you feel great. Ooh, that's an interesting call out that he's talking about. He's thinking of potentially getting the Ornn in here, dropping out of Ink Shadow. I mean, I think it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about the value of the tattoo in this comp, which is basically nothing, right? It's not on either of our itemized 3-star carries. So why do we even really care about the tattoo? We don't. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't matter. So we might as well, if we can find an Ornn, fit that in, get Behemoth, which is going to be way more relevant because that's actually going to buff up our main tank in the Shen. But yeah, 100 streak here, 15. You can see there's a reason why people are calling this comp so strong. Even with 5 Ghostly, we haven't even hit 6 Ghostly. That's going to be a Tome, by the way. That means everyone else got some kind of Prismatic Orb as well. But yeah, you definitely won't be upset about picking up a Tome here. That could be, you know, 8 Ghostly down the line. Even Shroud is going to be picked up finally as our Shred item. Like it a lot. And I assume you just crack this. I don't know how many traits he's got in right now, but it's a little bit hard. Maybe he wants to, I mean, actually fitting in the Morgana allows you to have like Sage as a potential out. You know, I could certainly see it as, you know, a reasonable way to go about it. But yeah, I mean, still just plowing through these boards, destroying this Bard board. That's the second Bard board we fought. Is it contested Bard? Complete item here. I mean, I guess we look for something for Kane. Edge of Night would be fantastic, right? Yeah, I feel like you have to pick this up. Gonna pop this. It is a Ghostly emblem, which would allow him to cut one of these units. So I think we're just gonna go for that. What you can actually do here, yeah, is just play 7 Ghostly on your board right now. Because we're playing 6 Ghostly already, the value of each Spectre from the Ghosts is really high. So just getting another one on the board is already better than a lot of traits. He does have 2 out of 3 Exalted on this board. So I wonder if there's a Ghostly unit that we can just cut, then get Exalted in here, which would be fantastic. But I mean, honestly, we don't really have to cut anything. We're just going fast 9 in this position, and then we can add something to this board. And ooh, okay, yeah, we're surely not leveling this round. We can sack one more round. This Duelist player still hasn't even hit their board, which is really nice. Ooh, he is, you know, Wei Jin Iverson, strong player, very diligent player. He sees that this player is stacking up the Lee Sins. Could potentially go for a Lee Sin 3 because that is a very uncontested unit. Only Duelists really want it, or like fast 9 type boards when you're playing around like Irelia and Dragonlord. So we hold on to any Lee Sins that we find, because that is one way we could lose this game. If someone hits a Lee Sin 3, then, you know, we might throw away our free win from, you know, having a 100 streak through 5-3, 18 win streak. You know, Wei Jin should win this game. He's winning this game, you know, because his board's so strong, but you know, he absolutely should win. I think he just looked at the stats of 3-star Lee Sin. I didn't actually catch what it was. Static Shiv here, like I said, it's a nice thing in this build, right? Having the MR shred. It's not like you need to go for it before the armor shred, but it's you know, it's something that, you know, feels good. There's a pair of Udyrs, which, like I was talking about, could potentially come in over the Jax. It's looking like, ooh, okay, so that's Exalted. Oh my god, Ornn is Exalted, so he just fits Exalted in this board really easily. So I guess this is going to be the board for a while. I don't know if he can fit Udyr here. I mean, I guess he doesn't really need to. He would lose Warden by playing the Udyr, but also Udyr 2 is Udyr 2. Also, we find a triple set shop, which is pretty funny, but I don't know if we can actually fit it. Gonna pick up the extra Ornn here, which I like a lot. And yeah, we're already in the top 4 without losing a single fight. this encounter working out with Set makes you bigger. Very cool. Still 2 off Lee Sin there on Cambuli's board. It's 0. Oh wait, no, they're 1 off. They spread it. They even tricked me. They spread the 1 to the other side. That is the tech, by the way. If you're ever going for a 3-star, you know, split them on your bench so people you know, can't see it. Also, ideally hide them behind units, but we can't actually do this here. There's a huge helicopter flying over above my house. You probably, I don't know if you can hear it actually. But if you can, just know that's what that is. We're gonna go into a fight against this, it's a trick shot board here. Kaisa with a Gwinsu is not amazing. I mean, I think that player will be overjoyed with this game being a 3rd playing Gwinsu Kaisa. So yeah, you can't be too upset about that. Love the diligence from Wage and Iverson here. Buy out all the 4-cross in your shop and then sell them back to put them back into the pool to reduce the chance of Cambuli hitting the Lee Sin. I mean, that's tiny little things, but it can actually matter. You know, obviously you can't like buy everyone and sell it on your roll down because you want to roll quickly, but you know, if you're at the end of your roll down, you can buy and sell them really easily, and it increases the chance of you denying this from them. It decreases their chance of hitting it. 1 Lee Sin held, and it looks like Cambuli still has not been able to hit. We are, like I said, fighting what would be our counter board, but I think at this point, the fact that we haven't lost a single fight yet this game shows that our econ is in a much better spot. So 1 more round to deny the Lee Sin, potentially roll down, try to pick it up. We only got 4 gold left, so we are going to buy and sell our 4 costs here. Much better than rolling down and accidentally having a shop full of 4 costs, which would mean that we wouldn't be able to deny those. So we are going to looks like deny it. Still no Lee Sin. Cambuli very sad about this. They are fighting the Kaisa player, so maybe there's a chance they can win that and have 1 more fight. What we really do not want is to go to Carousel. We need this game closed up before Carousel because we don't want this player to be able to have a shot at picking it up off Carousel. 1 more round. Looks like it's going to be, this has to be the end unless there's some way Cambuli can win this fight, but I can't imagine. This fight looked so difficult for them last time, and I have to imagine this is going to be the 100 HP win for Wage and Iverson, which just goes to show that this build is pretty good. I am 16 minutes into the video. Usually these videos run about 20 minutes, but because Wage and Iverson has taken the entire lobby's HP for himself, looks like we're going to be done in a cool 17 minutes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This build is absolutely crazy. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I will see you guys. I wanted to pause so you guys can see the final board. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.